Okay, quickly before we start. So I'm just working on my office here in the basement. Every man needs his own office in his house. A little getaway, a little spot in the house where he can get away from his fucking screaming kids. I got 2 screaming kids, so I gotta go downstairs. I gotta get away for a little bit. I gotta get a little work done. So I go down to my computer. I relax. I got my own little vibe down here, right? So I've been putting some pictures on the wall, and I found this one, okay? This is what you see on the screen, and for those that are just listening on audio, my mother gave me a big stack of encyclopedias from 1959, okay? And these encyclopedias, they take you in a time warp, right? And so I looked up
Google on paper.
Man, exactly. Yeah, for those that don't know what an encyclopedia is, it's Google on paper. It's information about everything. Now, so I looked up basketball, and I took the sheet out and I framed it because this is some crazy shit. First of all, it's all white people. It's just all white people in the pictures. It's just white people with little shorts and red hair, just like me. And so I just want to read you a little snippet of how it describes basketball. Basketball is a truly American game, which, okay. It was invented in let me put my glasses on because I'm getting a little older right here. 1891 by Dr. James Naismith, a teacher in the YMCA College in Springfield, Massachusetts. He wanted an indoor ball game to fill in between the football and the baseball seasons. He wanted, too, a game that would not be too strenuous for older men to play. I thought that was hilarious. Dr. James Naismith made careful plans to keep the game from being rough. If a player were allowed to run with the ball, he would have to be stopped by being held or pushed. So the rules said that a player could not run with the ball. It had to be thrown. Neither could a player take a ball away from another or in any rough way. And I just want to end with this. At first, basketball was considered sissy stuff, but soon it became a very fast game, not at all easy for older players to play. So a little history lesson right there, that's the way basketball was supposed to be played. It's changed just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Welcome back, everybody. Now it's 2024. We just went from 1959 to 2024, just like that. And this is the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor podcast. I'm El Hoopo. That right there is A-Rod. And this right here, that's Max P. You better pay me. Let's get into it. Raptors are playing as we speak, so let's talk about it. And 1, 2, 2, 3, and let's go. What's up, boys?
What is up?
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got here? Raptors currently are playing Minnesota and Toronto, and they are down 5 with 5 minutes left, 70-65. So we'll keep an eye on that, but we'll get into this episode. How you boys doing, first of all? Everyone good?
Good.
Okay, well, let's just go over it quickly. Raptors finally got that win. I know people have spoke about it already, but you know what? They want to hear what we have to say about it. So we needed that win. We got the third win. The Raptors took the Pacers 130-119. Quickly, RJ had a monster game, 39-9-5, and Yak had a monster game, 30-15-2. And Tyrese Halliburton was, I wrote this down, he was softer than a newborn kitten on a fluffy pillow. I don't know what's going on with him, but I think he's got his panties in a bunch. So what do you boys think? You felt good after that one, or do you think it was just kind of Indiana came in, had some fun at Mona's, and that was it? What's going on?
I felt great.
Did
felt great. The downfall of Tyrese Halliburton is making me happy. Because you know who else is equally as happy as me? Wally Zerbiak. Because he called him a fake all-star last year.
Oh, wow.
West Side Wally.
That's harsh. A fake all-star. Wow.
He did, yeah. Remember
Hey,
that.
listen, he had a phenomenal season last year. He's a really good player. It's enjoyable to watch him sometimes, but I'm enjoying his front-running ass getting a little bit of a humble pie kind of episode right now. Because this guy, man, he got way too hype off his own luck from last year.
He sure did, man. Yeah, taking home 2 girls at a time, making videos with it. I don't like that, man. He's feeling himself a little too much.
Very disappointed in Mr. Halliburton, man. The Pat McAfee show is one of my favorite sports shows, and he's from Indiana, and Halliburton plays for Indiana. So he popped up on the show, showed him some love. He hanging out, talking some shit, cracking some jokes. I said, hey, this Halliburton guy seems pretty cool. The other day, they get to talking about basketball a little bit. They're a football show. They don't know too much about basketball. They get to talking about basketball just a little bit, and they say, man, we need to stop inviting Halliburton to the show. He sucks.
Oh no, he said that. He said that.
They were like, they told this great story about how they did a 3-point competition with him, and they were like, he was just messing around, and they were beating him for a little bit. They started talking that crazy shit. He got all pissed off and hit like 15 in a row, and they were like, and he was talking shit in between each shot. And
Tyrese
so they were
was?
and so they were thinking, whoa, we turned this square into a monster, you know, because everybody know Tyrese is a little softer on the edges. So they thought he was going to play this season like a monster because this is in the off season. And look how he's playing.
Yeah.
So even your boys, Tyrese, are killing you. So when A-Rod says, I'm glad to see your downfall, that's not hating, bro. You deserve this, bro.
No, listen. When he first came in, when he was on SAC, and when he first came to Indiana, I was all for Tyrese Halliburton. That's this guy. I used to talk up Tyrese all the time. I'm like, he might be the best point guard we've seen in a long, long time. And all of a sudden, just complete nosedive. I don't know if it's cocaine. I don't know if it's fentanyl. I don't know I don't know what's going on, man. But I'm disappointed,
Snooty,
man.
whatever.
Yeah, that's from Colombia. It's all
from Colombia, baby.
Yeah, that's some real dance drug right there. Look that shit up. Yeah, not a lot of people know about that one, the pink stuff. Anyways, let's get off that. But Tyrese softer than man, and a fluffy pillow with a kitten on it, man. And A-Rod called that shit too.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. What tipped you off on that, man? Like what like, because you said that before he started this year. Was this just like you just saw it in him that he was a square?
It was the vibe, man. Because last year when they got to the conference final, right?
Yeah.
They got a real easy route. I don't know if you guys remember, like they had Milwaukee with no Dame and no Freak. Right? And they just had him old and they ran him out the building. Then after they got New York, and New York was already battered, right? And then I think Brunson broke his finger in that series, right?
Yeah.
That was the one. And then it's like they got to Boston and they got absolutely wrecked by Boston, right? Pretty much everybody did, but like they thought that they were part of like the elite tier after that,
They did.
And then,
they did.
And then in the summer, it's like he went on Team USA. He didn't do anything. He was terrible. He barely
he didn't even play. He was even saying, when you get an A for the project and you didn't do no work.
And then I seen him out in France, like pulling all these like chicks into like cars and stuff and going to the club and stuff. I'm like, no.
That's what part tipped me off. That's what bothered me when he did that little shout out to 50 Cent. And he had these two little, they looked like 16-year-olds behind him. Like that shit looked crazy.
Even in France, this guy was pulling mad chicks with him in the limo. And he was going out to the club like way later. And it's like, buddy, you didn't do nothing, man. You just part of the team, like.
He's out there styling and profiling.
Whatever, man. Listen.
Without a shirt on, too, on that video. I'm like, nah.
Live your best life. Do whatever you want for me. But to me, as soon as guys start doing this TikTok shit and, like, social media stuff, that's the old guy.
Look how it's drained him of his hoop. Look how it's drained him of his hoop, man. Like, that's the crazy part. Look what social media and what all that shit can do to you. He already didn't have a nice shot. Now it's just really not a nice shot.
The only guy who's not being affected lately off of social media is Jared McCain, because he was mad zesty to begin with anyways, man.
I love that word, zesty.
But the Raptors, man, the Raptors played really, really well. That's 2 games in a row where I'm watching these guys and they moving quick.
Yeah.
Even though they're dumping the ball in the Purtle, it's quick move, right? When the
Yak's
guards,
legit right now. Yak is legit right now.
When the guards pass half court, no more than 3 dribbles. Watch these guys. No more than 3 dribbles, and they're making a move. They're making a decision, and everybody's cutting. So it's easy to make a decision. And that's like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. That's 2 games in a row I've seen them playing like that. So I said, okay.
Yeah. A-Rod, bring up the point before we recorded. A-Rod was just speaking on how with Scotty. Scotty returned tonight. Obviously, rap fans know this. But what were you saying about Scotty coming back on the court? Why don't you touch on that? It was a good point.
Listen, I'm not going to be negative or pessimistic about it, but this is just what I'm seeing in the current moment with Scotty.
Don't get in the way, brother.
I find I have a general dislike for how they're using him. It's 50% on the organization and it's 50% on him. What I don't like is that they don't understand if this guy is the main ball handler or if he's an off-ball guy. they're trying to constantly give him this back and forth deal, and it's really fucking up the team chemistry.
It's definitely in the way.
You need to either establish that he is not going to touch the ball, bringing it up. It's only going to be RJ, or it's going to be Quickly, or it's going to be him all the time. Because otherwise, nobody's going to develop. Make up your fucking mind, man.
Yes.
And that's why for me, like, Darko gets one less game. So
yes.
All right, I have the list here. That means he has 4.
No, I don't like how they play when Scotty's on the court.
Yeah.
He plays well. I just don't like how the team looks. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
He sucks the energy, man.
They've been playing really like energetically, really efficiently.
Hard.
They still lack like somebody who's gonna be the guy.
Skill.
Yeah.
Kansas Slim's working. Kansas Slim is working every day. He's trying.
I like that RJ is generally being a really bright spot for the team this
year. He's a boss.
Yeah. Oh man, isn't he?
You know, Jakob with the usage increase has looked better. But I want to see when Quickly comes back into the fold, man. What it's going to be like? Because Quik came, he played well that first game, and then after I think he got hurt, right?
Yep. And then I want to
see what it's like when he's back and everything's in full swing.
Yeah,
man. Well, I think Sam Snead and Mitchell have a voodoo doll, and they just pricking that thing, making sure it quickly stays away. You know,
I think you better recognize.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I agree fully with both of you for what Max said right there. You stay out the way, and A-Rod made it exactly on point. I think with that, it's like figure it out. What are you doing? What are we doing here? Because I understand you're a talent. How are we going to use this? What are we doing here? Because we have legit point guards. We said you're not going to be the point guard. So just play your game. Like what I said earlier is I remember when he first came in the league, he was exciting to watch because first of all, we had the vets that were checking him. 2, he was just playing. He was having fun. He wasn't trying to do too much. He was staying within his boundaries and he was playing with that joy. Now it's like, I don't know if it's the ego, it's the pictures they're putting up. MLSE's putting up probably all around Scotiabank Arena. It's the outfits. Who knows? The ego. I don't know, man. But he needs to act right, man. That's what it is. He needs to just... Too,
like, I think the problem with the organization is, and it's not just the Raptors, it's every other organization too. They overvalue these guys too much. They think that everybody's a generational talent. Listen, the last point forward guys that you can talk about that actually need the ball in their hands and are efficient with it are probably like Luka and LeBron. I can't think of any other 2 that are more efficient with it.
I guess we wouldn't say Jokic just because he's... Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
We're talking just straight up forwards.
Straight up, yes.
Maybe
absolutely.
Freak. Maybe Greek Freak now, but like in the beginning, he wasn't the same with the assists. You know, like lately he's been averaging 6-7 a game, but like it took him a while to build up to this, right? There's very few guys that come along that need to be a point forward. I mean, the only other guy I can think of right now off the top of my head is Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Like, comfortable with the ball and comfortable running the offense. Not everybody can do it, so, like, why are we trying to push it on this young guy? Like, let him develop first and let him figure out what he's going to be, and then after we'll get there. Not just, like, give him the ball every single play. Like, he doesn't need it.
Yeah, and to add to your point... go ahead, Max.
But the way the team is running, that type of player isn't really necessary. Like, be one of the guys... You're the best guy. You'll get the most points. You know what I mean? You'll do just fine. Like just be one of the guys. You know, and everything will fall into place.
Simple math. Simple math, man.
You don't really have to be out here setting things up and move quick, man. You know.
Yeah, you know your boundaries. Like you know how Judge Bushler knew his boundaries. You know how Tony Kukoc knew his boundaries. Steve Kerr.
Every man must know his limitations.
There is a pecking order in life, and there's also a pecking order in basketball. And A-Rod,
your limitations don't stay the same, but you must know your limitations.
There it is. Boom. Church, tabernacle, church. I got a question for you guys. You know of anywhere in the city that might be able to go find some really, really delicious, specific party beers? Like maybe I could get my face put on it, like put a El Hoopo beard on it, so I can have a Hoopo party, or I don't know. Like you guys know of anywhere in the city? What is it?
Red tape.
Red tape. Snip, snip. Which is funny. I was walking back after dropping the kids off this morning, and I was walking back, and this woman walking by with a dog who I usually see, Doberman Pinscher actually, and she had it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, safe. Had a sweatsuit on, red tape brewery sweatsuit on, like nice too.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll see if maybe I'll speak with him. I'll see if we can maybe work something out, and we can. Maybe give away some gifts to these beautiful viewers and listeners that we have.
Red Tape Brewery sweatsuit.
Tape,
that sounds so Queens,
nice.
New York, right there. That sounds so.
Yeah, man. And it was nice too. It was black with the red right here. It was nice.
Very nice.
Hey.
But that means that this is another episode of
This
or that. Brought to you by Red Tape Brewery.
Oh, snap! Is that Mike?
Yeah, that's Mike.
I have that exact tracksuit. I should have fucking wore that today, man.
Dude,
I bought that to go with my fives. Yeah, man.
I posted this today on Twitter. I said, what did I say? I said, this is just another reminder of who the greatest ever is. And you'll find no dad who would corner his daughter to debate that. Because that video
is creepy. That's
creepy.
like Stephen King creepy right there.
Fucking gross, man, that video.
Yeah, see, I knew there was something wrong with this LeBron guy. Look what his fans is doing. The whole LeBron era. And I just got to go on this one little rant.
Please
I hear people talking about we got to cancel the All-Star game. We got to cancel the dunk competition. We got to rearrange all this stuff, right?
I haven't heard of that.
But when you stop and think about it, when did this bullshit really go to the shits? When we became officially in the LeBron era. That's when the people like Kobe and Iverson and stuff like that were the guys who just played ball no matter what and played hard no matter what and were the best were gone. And now it's LeBron at the top.
Holy smokes.
The All-Star game went to shit. And who didn't go into dunk competition not even one time?
Thank you.
LeBron James. Now, every young star, Zion Williams would have never been allowed to not go in the dunk competition if it wasn't for what LeBron James has done to this era.
Holy
So when I hear people complaining about the All-Star game, it's not messed up. We just need to get past this LeBron era. It'll go back to normal. It'll go back to what it used to be. I'm telling you, ball is ball.
To the league,
ball
man.
Is ball. What LeBron does is politics. You know what I'm saying?
Paula ball. Yeah, man. Disgusting.
Sorry, I just had to say that, man.
No, man, it needs to be said. The world needs to hear that shit, and they also need to hear this stuff. We play music from our era. A lot of us growing up right here on this and that. We like to enjoy music. We like to talk hoop. We like to talk, the things that we enjoy, right? But I wanted to go back to the old school. This episode is called Purple Haze because tonight the Raptors they got that purple court and it's looking beautiful, right? So I thought, why don't we let's call this episode Purple Haze, and I wanted to go into somebody who, let's just get right into it. Jimi Hendrix, man. Jimi Hendrix, the king, the legend, the acid in his headband, where's my pictures here? Just the most incredible, one of the most incredible guitarists ever and musicians ever.
Also Cameron's best album.
Oh man.
Also, it influenced the Future and 3 Stacks. I mean, Jimi Hendrix is a giant.
An absolute giant, man. And
Did you know that Paul McCartney and a couple of those English guys, John Clapton,
Eric Clapton,
and I think one of the guys from the Who used to go and watch him in the club before he blew up and watch him play guitar.
Legendary, man.
Before
Absolutely
he had
legendary.
a name for himself, they used to go to the club and watch Jimi Hendrix play guitar while they were big and had record deals.
Did you know that he was he was in the army, and I think he get discharged, honorably discharged or something like that too?
I know he left the country. When he was in the club. That was in the UK. That was in the UK when they were watching him.
But I just wanted to. I just don't want an artist,
bro.
That's what I mean. I do want to speak on legends on this podcast, and for people that don't know now, if you didn't know about Jimi Hendrix, you really need to get your head out of your ass. But look him up. Foxy Lady, one of my favorite tunes as well. This one right here, and I wanted to say this too is that when I grew up, I told you guys this before, but my parents used to be in a band, and they were called the Baby Blues, right? And they used to sing. I still remember to this day. They used to sing a lot of Jimi Hendrix and Fleetwood Mac. That was like they used to do their own tunes, but they used to sing a lot of Hendrix and a lot of Fleetwood Mac, and this was one of the songs, Hey Joe, they used to sing.
Hey Joe.
Hey Joe.
Hey Joe, one of the best songs ever.
This is my mom and my dad right here, Tony Stortini and Evelyn Stortini. Well, she took her name back after they got divorced, but you know how it is. But
it's a great song for a couple to sing right there.
And this was one of the songs that they sang. They sang this one of his, and Angel of his songs. And then the other song they used to sing, I just wanted to give it back, is Fleetwood Mac, man. I wanted to, man, this song. If you don't know this song, man, come on. One of the most legendary bands to ever do it, and still do it. Fleetwood Mac, man. And this song right here, they teach you a lot with this. Some players only play, man. Come on. Let me just get to the hook for these.
Those shoes are wild, man.
My mom, they used to say that she sounded like Stevie Nicks, man. And from what I've heard, I used to hear the old tapes that she did, man. And so they used to sing this song, and man, let's just get to that hook. Man, this right here, this is for the kids. This is to learn right here. Players only love you when they're playing, man. So Fleetwood Mac, I just wanted to give a big shout out to Fleetwood Mac and Jimi Hendrix from the old school, man, because this is the Purple Haze episode. And if you don't know now, you know, you better go check them out, because of course you know, but go check them out some more. So this led into this or that. I want you guys to go back into your memory bank right now and tell me, because I was at the barbershop the other day, and my barber's a little younger than me, and he told a dad joke. And so I just want to do this thing about dad jokes, okay, real quick. He goes, I got a joke for you. I go, what? He goes, where's dad? He goes, I don't know. He goes, in the basement. I was like, is that the joke? He's like, yeah, that's the joke, because it's so real. I'm like, I don't even really understand that one, but I have my dad gave a joke right here, and I want to get this started with you guys. And so while I'm telling you this, you guys get yours right. And here's my dad right here, Tony Stortini. My dad told me this joke, man. Here it is. This is ridiculous. He goes, hey, Ben. I go, yeah. He goes, you want to know about the worst blowjob I ever had? I was like, okay. He goes, it was fucking amazing. You want to know about the worst blowjob I ever had? It was fucking amazing. You can thank Tony Stortini for that one right there, knocking back his beer with the boys. So you guys have any old dad jokes maybe that you've heard that you can throw out there to these listeners?
Hey, I heard one about what's the name of Bruce Lee's vegan brother?
What?
Broccoli. That's so terrible, man.
Broccoli. Man, that's good. Blowjobs to broccoli. Okay, so we got two. Max, you got one? A dad joke?
I don't have no dad jokes.
No dad jokes. All right,
it's like I'm too cool for that shit. I don't do the dad jokes.
No,
I don't do that cool. Fitness shit.
I don't have any.
But this led into the dad day. Hey, Rod, we haven't spoken on it since you mentioned it, but I saw on Netflix the other day they have an Elvis documentary. Speaking of dads, man, your dad was an Elvis impersonator. Is that not correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so tell you
good covers for sure.
So tell your pops, if he doesn't already know, there's an Elvis like docu-series on Netflix, like ready for him to watch, man. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So get into it.
I was watching one that was saying Elvis is alive.
Elvis is alive, man. Well, yeah. Imagine that. His fat ass on a beach somewhere.
It was trash can water.
All right, guys, we got a little bit of El Mayo news before we get out of this or that. So
Snapchat, boys.
Yeah, get your Snapchat out. Narco_tips. Here we go. So the El Mayo news is simply this. At a G20 summit, Scheinbaum, so I guess he works with Mexico. I don't know, but Scheinbaum, he's like the DA of Mexico. I don't know, so don't misquote me. But anyways, at the G20 summit, this guy Scheinbaum asked Biden. He wants all the info. He wants everything to do with Zambada's arrest, with El Mayo's arrest, meaning they are questioning everything right now, Mexico, of this shady business that happened with the kidnapping of El Mayo, and Mexico's pissed. So they're getting Biden involved now. So, so obviously what's happening right now, as I see it in my eyes, is that there's some pressure probably from the cartel right now going on the Mexican government to get some shit get some info, like what's going on here, or
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
yes, sir.
I don't know. What do you boys think? Like
that's definitely that's cartel telling the Mexico, hey, we need some answers.
Yeah. So hopefully they're asking for, they want that now, and it's a major point of tension right now between U.S. and Mexico with this. Like, and all Mexico's asking for, they want the real deal Holyfield info on this. So we'll see what happens, man. So that's our El Mayo news.
El Mayo news.
Let's get back to basketball. That was another episode of This or That, brought to you by Red Tape Brewery. All right, boys. Bang, bang. Let's go around the NBA here. So I got one little quick thing. Big shout out to Russell Westbrook, 200 triple doubles. 200, man. He put the 200. And so for those that aren't big Russ fans, you still have to respect the man for putting up that many triple doubles. So
when Nipsey Hussle died, and he did the 20-20-20 for the Rolling 60s, like, come on, to get a 20-20-20 on demand. Come on, bro. Come on. It's crazy.
That is crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. What about you, A-Rod? Anything that's popped out to you NBA-wise? News, videos?
Well,
what do you
LaMelo
got?
getting benched the other night was pretty crazy.
He got benched?
He got benched.
LaMelo.
LaMelo got benched the other night for Trey Mann in the game against the Brooklyn Nets. Because their coach said that Trey Mann had a hotter hand, so he had to keep him in the game.
A hotter hand? It wasn't even like about playing defense or something? He said a hotter hand.
Which was insane because LaMelo, I think he leads the NBA in fourth quarter scoring.
He's playing very well. He's playing very well.
Up there for clutch scoring. One of the two.
He's playing very well this year.
So to bench your best guy, like superstar of the team, in a small market town like Charlotte is pretty insane to do. But, Jeff Teague went on his podcast and he said that's that Bud shit. And it makes sense because Charles Lee used to be under Budenholzer, right? So Jeff Teague's seen a thing or two before from Budenholzer, so he's like, I'm not surprised with that. He's like, that's where he got it from.
That seems like petty and personal. That doesn't seem like
I was just going to say that
right there.
That seems some locker room shit right there. Like,
You're not going to win that battle, coach.
No. And even if you're trying to make a point, it's very difficult to do that with a young guy who's clearly the king of that team.
Yes.
Maybe he doesn't even realize how popular LaMelo is. Mainstream, okay, he's not that big of a deal, but he is a very popular basketball player, coach. Like,
yeah, he is. He is. And you know what? He's talented. He's crafty. He's smooth. He can play, man. He's in my mind, he's the best ball kid for sure.
Kids wear shoes.
Do you think maybe he's difficult to coach, man? Who knows? Like,
he's definitely difficult to coach. You can see like anybody who drives like purple and pink and red Lambos, like, come on, like, I mean, like, you can't just get a black one, brother. Like it's already a Lambo. You know what I'm saying?
He drives a pink Lambo. Of course, he's difficult to coach. Imagine him showing up to practice. Like, really? Come on, man. Like, old Melo's here, man. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'd bench him, too.
Good luck with that, brother.
Yeah. What else, man? So, Tyrese Maxey called out MB for tardiness. I caught that one, too.
Called MB for Embiidness. That's what you called him out for.
I love Tyrese for that, though. Yeah, so you were mentioning, I threw a trade request out to Max P the other day in our fantasy league. I think I threw Miles Bridges and Tyus Thomas.
A very good proposal. A very good proposal. I was looking at it like, hey, both of these guys are producers. This guy plays one every 3 games.
That's
and these guys.
But you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy though is that even though it's Miles Bridges and Ty, I still was like, maybe I kind of don't want to do this. How crazy is that?
It was a good proposal, my dude.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. He's not really playing. A-Rod, give us your Embiid breakdown of what's going on right now, man. Because I always love your takes. You got nothing?
I don't got nothing to say about Embiid. I'll say one thing though. I am absolutely satisfied that Nick Nurse is getting fucking turned on by these 76ers fans.
Yeah.
Because I never heard the end of it last year when they got Nick Nurse as a coach saying how, like, get Doc Rivers out. He's a bum, this, that. And, like,
he is a bum, though.
Now our team is like, he is a bum. But, like, now they're like, now our team's going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh no, you're not.
We're gonna win the championship. Blah blah blah. Nick Nurse is
Nick
Nurse
Curse.
is a real,
Oh wow.
Nick Curse.
Nick Nurse is a real
Oh.
coach. That's all I heard the whole time, right? And now it's like, listen, you got these 3 guys on this team, and you got a bunch of old guys, and Nick Nurse is really having to coach, and he can't coach. They have the worst offense in modern history right now. The worst offense in modern history. Go look at the shooting. They are shooting 25% on open threes.
Wow.
Do you know how difficult that is to do as a professional to shoot 1 out of every 4 open threes?
Well, Philly is
and
definitely
that's-
the worst team in the league for sure. When you watch them play,
it's insane.
It's clear to see that they're the worst team in the league.
And
for
those
sure.
Philly fans don't have the the
man.
biggest bag of patience.
Nope.
No.
So it's making me very happy because for a long time all I heard of how was Nick Nurse was a great coach and like he coached the Raptors to a championship. No,
he didn't. No, he
Listen,
didn't.
buddy, you got lucky on those injuries. Everybody can understand that. Injuries are part of the game. You got lucky on it. You did one boxing one on Steph Curry when he was by himself. He still scored 50 on you.
Janky.
And then afterwards everybody thought this guy was a genius. No, you wrote on Kawhi, you wrote on Pascal, you wrote on Fred during those times. So I don't want to hear it, man, because the rest
Give me
of
your
the
top. Give me your top 3 Raptor coaches all time.
Well, I mean, you have to put Nurse. Unfortunately, it's going to sound hypocritical, but you have to just because they got the championship out of it.
But you're not making him. He's not making top coach.
No.
Is he?
I'm just throwing it going out in order.
Yeah. I'm gonna go.
I mean, we haven't really had great coaches, to be honest, all over the place. But if you're forcing me to rank them, I mean, top 3, you probably go Nick Nurse, maybe Sam Mitchell.
Sam Snitchell.
Not Brendan Malone.
Butch Carter. I'm gonna put Butch Carter in there.
Yeah, I'll
I
probably
like Butch Carter.
Butch too.
Anyways, I don't know why I just said
we
that.
We haven't really had great coaches, though.
Lenny Wilkins,
Nah.
but he didn't have.
No, like Lenny Wilkins, got a lot of losses. He was just a good guy to have there for the time being.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't. Yeah, it's slim pickings with coaches. Slim
Yeah,
pickings.
it's really hard to put him up there because you're gonna be forced to put guys you don't want in there, right?
Yeah. Was there anything else, boys, that has caught your eye with in the league that's been going on before we get out of here? Paul George, Kate Cunningham is hurt.
Everybody's hurt. Have you seen in the fantasy league?
Everybody's hurt, man.
Go
Paul
check
George,
players. Just crazy.
nah. Everybody's hurt, man. Luka's hurt.
For a
Man,
week.
yeah. We got Zach Edey out week to week. Our Canadian
Zion,
boy
indefinitely.
is indefinitely.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Too much fat on that hamstring, man.
Let's get that out, man. I just wish they would have just put this health behind this guy, man. Like, why he had to get drafted by New Orleans, one of the greatest places to eat in the world.
Yeah, that's a big problem, man.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you boys have been to New Orleans, but I've been to New Orleans. I've always wanted to go to New Orleans since I was a kid, and that's one of the greatest places on earth to eat.
Yeah, my sister went. She said it was amazing.
Oh.
Yeah, Shaq was talking about today how he's pissed off. It pisses him off when people talk about the GOAT conversation and he's not in it, right?
He's always like,
And I was listening to J.R. Smith and Chad Ocho and them talk about Shaq and like Orlando Shaq. Like people forget if you were there and you seen Orlando Shaq, you seen a gorilla play basketball.
He was
like,
lean.
You seen it.
He was lean too.
He could fly out the gym. He was
boy.
bigger than anybody. It was a problem.
Diesel. Yeah.
Yeah, but then when he went to LA, he got lazy. He didn't work on his craft, like as far as his body goes, you know.
Yeah, Lamar Odom life, man.
Yeah, and then him and Kobe ended up falling out because of that. But when I was hearing them talk about how Shaq didn't take care of himself and how he could have had 5 championships with Kobe and all of this, all I could think about was Zion. All I could think in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah. I know, and it's so unfortunate because he's such a talent. Like those highlights of him coming out of college, those block shots, those just busting out shoes. I'm like, this kid, this is unreal. Like
the shoe. I still remember that.
Yeah, and Nike stopped making Paul George shoes, so they were like, man, fuck that, because that was a Paul George shoe that he was wearing.
Yep.
And now he don't even got a shoe no more.
Well,
hey, speaking of Paul George, sorry to extend this, man, because we talked about the Sixers. I just thought about it today. Paul George came out with a podcast today and used in his thumbnail. He's like, leaked meeting. of the 76ers, what's really going on in Philly?
Oh.
Now hold up on this, man. Your team is 2-12.
Oh no.
And you use your own team meeting news that got leaked to promote your own podcast?
Podcast?
You fucking bum, man. You
This
miserable
guy.
fucking bum. You're averaging Tobias Harris numbers. And then you have to go on your podcast and talk about your own team meeting? Get the fuck out.
Looks
Do you remember,
looks
Max?
looks like you leaked it, Mr. Paul George. What kind of podcast title is that? And what are you doing a podcast for? You like, bro, it's a bad look.
Listen,
Put some work in first.
remember we had Slang Hugh on, and A-Rod, you weren't on this, so this is going to get not too extended anymore, but to talk about Paul George, we had a conversation about if you were to take Paul George or Devin Booker, who are you taking out of those two? And just shit like that. That's why I said, remember,
easy.
Max? I was like, I can't trust Paul George, man.
yeah,
I can't trust.
yeah.
And now I see this, and you tell me
since
this?
Since the Olympics, I think it's easy. You know, it's definitely Booker.
Book. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, how are you going to do that to your podcast? You had to, like, what, you're still on the team.
Bro, that is insane. I mean, there's a dude on the Dallas Cowboys doing the same kind of nonsense too. Like, bro, like read the room. Yeah, like, bro, read
What
the
happened?
room,
What
bro.
is it? What is it?
He's not reading the room. Like you doing your podcast, you talking about things. He ranked the top 10 quarterbacks in the league. He has the highest paid quarterback in the league on his team. Didn't put him on the list. 10.
Yeah.
10. A top 10 list. Didn't put him on the list.
What's wrong with these people, man?
Like, bro, even if he's trash, bro, you gotta put him at number 9 or something. Come on.
Oh, man.
But read the room, bro. You're doing a podcast. Like, come on, man.
You gotta read the room, man. Well, speaking of reading the room, I got my Max P told me to get a Fire Stick to put down in my office here, and I got a Fire Stick, so now I got the game on in the background. This is beautiful down here, good vibes. But we're gonna end this podcast with 5 minutes left in the game, and it's a tie game. So we're gonna next time we speak on this, yeah, man, we're gonna all jump off this and see who wins this one. But I got a good vibe that Raps are gonna take this one, man. I think. You spoke on it, Max. Yeah, let's do it right now. Send it to my TV here, my Fire Stick. Just send the good vibes, man. And by the way, that court right there that the Raptors got going on,
absolute fire.
Best court I've seen.
When the leagues do their, what is it, city jerseys they call them?
Yeah.
And they match the court with it. Much better than what they do during the NBA Cup. Much better.
Those jerseys are crazy too. The black ones. I'm digging this look, man. All right, boys. We'll talk soon, and that was a lot of fun. And let's go Raptors, man. That was another episode of the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor Podcast. And I want to give a big shout out to SP Snooze, the man behind this intro song. Mr. Snooze, he is a classic producer from Toronto, and he made this beat right here that you've been hearing on every single episode. So I just wanted to give a big shout out to Snooze for this one. So this was another episode of the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor Podcast. I'm Al Hoopo, that's A-Rod Max P, and we will see you again soon. Hit subscribe, and bye-bye.